Welcome back. We're here to cover the Divine Feminine update. A very happy new year. Let's navigate these interesting transits this year and your twin flame path here at YILDIZ Readings 5D. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium, a clairvoyant, and I do cover all things esoteric with more content coming this year. If you do need a personal booking or you want to take a look at our Sage Inner Circle Network landing page for our membership, you can jump through to all the links directly below. Without further ado, let's take a look at what is coming up for you as the Divine Feminine. Now, this is really interesting when I'm actually looking at these cards. I've already recorded the Divine Masculine and I can see a correlating energy. And I do feel there are some things that you may not know that they do. And this is their direction, especially because there could be this predicament inside your own personal life that you are looking at. And really feeling as though, okay, with my direction, where the heck am I going? What am I doing? Is this going to go anywhere? What is my status inside of this circumstance? There's these big questions that I feel you could be really searching for. And it's weighing heavily on your mind. It's weighing heavily on your head. And look, there could be a viewpoint that you directly are having due to previous actions, words, statements, etc. And coming into this portal, especially post-moon that we've moved through, there could be this emotion that you directly are having that something is hidden from you, that something isn't quite making sense. I want you to go through and have a look at Divine Masculine's road because I do feel they directly are moving through a shift also. But there could be some information you are feeling you're not seeing, that you maybe are the one that is being information-wise left out in the cold. As we're looking at your past, there could have been a point where you felt no matter which way you were going, especially last year, nothing was moving. One step forward, one step back. If you do think back to 2018, I believe, 17, 18, we did have Chiron in Pisces. A lot of the Divine Feminines did move through an awakening. You, as the empath, moved through that frequency. And yes, it may have been for you at an energetic level deeply frustrating to observe other individuals, as well as maybe you feeling emotionally having to readdress some of those circumstances as we had the North Node in Pisces. Why am I making that reference? We see the hidden path here in the past position. And it's almost like, you could be stumped. You could be thinking some things are so matter of fact, other things feel so hidden. Why is this not moving? Maybe this is not my path. Maybe I'm not meant to be doing this. Pardon me. I do feel that spiritual-wise, there are times when your body is reacting to circumstances. Your body is coming up against obstacles, hurdles, etc. Now, sometimes that can be divinely guided in a sense that universe says you're too fast. Universe says everything is working out for you and the delay was there. So it's almost like it protects you, but it kind of pivots you into a location so that you can receive what you're wanting. And as we look at the heart of the read here, we have perception and reverse. We don't generally honestly take it that way when that's occurring. And we have the higher heart chakra here. Now, at the moment, in the context of the astrology and the healing and the Chiron energy, you have been here already. Divine Masculine is moving through this, and this ascension process from here to mid-year is going to be extremely fast. Endings and new beginnings, bold pushbacks, and shifting through into that ascension path. January also is very pivotal because we're almost going to be forced to address our energy in a very mature, strict way. The way we can receive it energetically can be, oh my gosh, I'm alone. We're looking at the context of your crowning energy. Where the hell am I going? The card is a 6, which can be your wellness, especially in the context of the 2 nodes. Oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Am I my own worst enemy? How can I shift things about? What do I do to move forward? I would recommend trusting the process. And it is hard to do that when we are in the mix of circumstances, tower moments, etc. However, I do think something is going to go in your favor here. You might just not see it right yet. Sometimes it's about being okay with not knowing and actually feeling very protected. I do need you to also go into your spiritual practice. We do have the purple chakra coming through here with amethyst, and it is very psychic. So your psychic downloads can be coming through. Your intuition is away from the ego, and that is where you're going to get the most clear cognitive psychic downloads from your guides. It also protects you. So great time for clearing the home, great time for clearing your aura. If you are around individuals where it's extremely heavy, to really detach from that frequency. It's almost like going back to the metaphor I used back in 1718. And it was when you are having psychic attacks, it's breathing the energy in and blowing it out and returning it to sender, going and having a shower, clearing your environment and having a neutral location, but you are very, very protected. And I do see some psychic information coming through to you. You may just need to stop and listen. A lot of times when we see the 1-400, it can be where we're wavering back into old patterns. And there's a potential here. I'm looking at this divine feminine here on the card, and she's sort of like, maybe I should second guess myself. I'm getting all the signs and synchronicities. And it's almost like logically the adult inside of you is saying, oh no, I know this better than anything. I need to keep on my path. Generally, it's a confirmation that you are moving in the right direction. And you'll also know that intuitively if that is so. The other thing I'll say is sometimes it's also a hint that you're going back into old patterns. So be extremely cautious. Now, you are moving into this goddess of creation frequency. So it is about being creative, mastering the art of understanding that your connection is very, very divine, that nothing can ever take that of what is yours away from you. But also, there can be some other areas of your life that you're wanting to really move into. This can be setting goals. This can be really deciding, okay, what do you want to do in your own personal life? And taking some time to really reflect upon that. Because I do feel the context of the divine connection is moving and is here and is shifting. But they're also saying, don't directly forget what your hopes, dreams, and aspirations are separate to that situation, because they're saying you can have both. You can actually have that. And any area you feel is very unstable, the floor is lava, they're saying, please address that, because that is what is going to stabilize you for the joint connection. We do see at the bottom row here, divine feminine. The key to this circumstance is getting grounded. The key to it is being able to pause so the information can come towards you. I don't feel you're in complete awareness yet how powerful you are. And there are some areas maybe that are moving into alignment that you're addressing that are a little bit difficult. You could be having difficulties for those of you that have children. There could be some difficulties with creativity. Again, I am feeling it's about recovering, resting, and moving, and things can be very busy this year. So be it it's your home, it's your family, it's where you're going, it's, the values of what's coming back to you. I feel whatever has been holding you back, you're detaching from. And yes, that can be psychological. Do I feel the context of the connection is moving forward? Yes, I do. We're going to go into clarifying, especially with the outcome card. You could directly look at this, the past position. This was what you've moved through. It has been deep shadow work, feeling very unprotected. This is going to the past position. You are protected. Universe does have your back. You also have your back, both with your direction. This is not self-sabotage. This is not, you are not protected. You are going to find ways to do that in very healthy ways. And also knowing that we have a part in that circumstance as well as the universe. But there is an evolution and a change here that you're moving through. Sometimes, yes, let's just be perfectly honest. We can really want to shout to the universe and say, hey, give me a hand here. This has been pretty tough. But I think overall, you are moving through this and you're realizing that what is holding you back that needs addressing. And sometimes these can be hindering circumstances, having to know everything. Be open to the element of surprise. Surprise can be a beautiful thing. It's a bit like the first time that you received butterflies when somebody declared their love for you, or the feeling that arose inside of you. Moving into that energy is really going to aid you at this time. And they are saying just give that to that individual to resolve right now. If there is no issue on your side and you are really stumped about what is happening with them, by you actually going into the vortex and saying, if something is coming up in my mind and it's something I cannot address, I am giving that back to that individual so they can empower themselves and move through that karmic cycle. That is what is actually going to push that opening for you. So the search actually is really personal to you at the moment. So if you do feel you have a lot on your plate, don't put pressure on yourself to know everything in the here and now. Just be really open to it. And this bottom row here, I actually see the last three cards is something that you're going to gain clarity on if you can go into that vortex of really meditating upon it. Be open-minded, because I do think there can be some changes in your emotions, changes in your environment, maybe getting some things in order, creativity also, and breakthroughs in that dynamic, and getting rid of things that you really don't need, to be open and light into 2026. We're going to go into clarifying to see what more they want to say in relationship to your divine partnership. Whoa, jumpers. Okay, some of you are very tired. Some of you don't actually realize that this person, you've been here before. You've been through the shadow energy of moving away from karmic cycles, jumping through hurdles, doing shadow work. Divine masculine is in a better place than you think. Now, although in your mind you may feel this individual is going down a completely different path, this individual is just ascending. And this ascending is taking them to it can be a challenging time, but this person is wanting to fight for you. This person is a different individual moving ahead. Now, we do see on your side of the fence, you're wanting to break a cycle. You're wanting to no longer have interferences and hindrances around karmic cycles. We're looking at the hidden path, and we have a clarifier being a karmic situation. You are protected, but you may feel that in order for that to be so, this situation needs to be addressed head on. Like I said, the advice that came through from Spirit was, if it's not your job, know and acknowledge it, because we definitely do see that coming through with the fives. We see that coming through with 1-400. The 1-400s is asking you to know that you have moved through an element of your spiritual process and ascension. This is what Divine Masculine is moving through now, and you pass the test, they also can too. So giving it directly to the person who needs to address it. And by detaching, which is your outcome card, the attachment, detaching, this means that this individual, through your vibration, will take the challenge and address it head on. Really getting grounded, really not thinking that everything that was wonderful is in the past, okay? Shifting your perception. It's okay to get into that vibration. It's okay to get into the rational of going, hey, if this or that didn't happen, this would have been easier. But they are saying that when you are grounded, when you are rested, your perception of this is so much better. And you're able to actually care for yourself. You're able to be happy-go-lucky. And so they're saying, your connection is very, very protected. Please look after self right now. Please get your rest. Know that you're protected. Know that your dreams are coming through. So I also do see you really setting the tone of wanting to change your whole image this year. And anything that you're setting your mind to, I feel, is actually going to set you free. The other thing is, some of you could be feeling, I can only have one or the other. And again, this is to do with a dream as well as a romantic connection. And they're saying, no, in fact, you can actually have both. Okay, your spirit guides are coming through. Something can be said to you by a female figure. And this female figure can take you back to your younger years. It might be some spiritual advice that they give you. It could be a passing sentence and some tips and tricks. Look, it could even be this video, for instance. But I'm feeling it's a physical person. It's somebody in your waking space, somebody in your life, somebody in passing. And something is said. And I feel it's helping you really meditate upon this, and it's taking time for yourself, and it's going into that vortex. And I feel some clarity is actually going to come through. I do feel there can be some gossip coming through the grapevine. And I also do see a third party situation actually coming to a head. You may be feeling this person is not thinking about you, but there is a transformation underway. And they're saying detach from the cycle of time, because time is going to really speed up. And so while we actually kind of contradict ourselves, and I am a culprit of this myself. Sometimes we say, good grief, there's been so much time that's passed. Other times we say, how long are we going to have to wait? And then we say, gosh, time is moving fast. Time is quite fluid. While we focus on time, which is very Saturnian in nature, it can feel that things are really lagging. We really did last year have to go with the flow. We have a little bit more of that to go. But if you know that, if you have been told, okay, the weatherman has said that there's about 6 months max, most of these cycles are coming to a head prior to that. It's going to be accelerated because we do have Saturn and Neptune there. And we need to be very direct about how we address things. We need to be very conscious of how we deal with these emotions, but not fast tracking it. Your emotions and your feelings are incredibly important. So by looking at that, it's going to be absolute key. Now, if you do want to join our website, you can download the app. We do cover bookings, events, vlogs, and more, as well as our landing page at Sage Inner Circle Network. You can sign up to that. We do have the space, and all information will be hosted via the link. Otherwise, I will see you for the masculine, feminine, and karmic third party soon.